So, here we are in the trunk of an E38 7 Series. And for multiple purposes, we'll start with just removing the trunk, getting these panels out so we can access the factory amplifier and all the wiring that we may need for an iPod or a satellite radio or an amplifier or any sort of integration. So it's really very, very straightforward here, especially if we're doing an amplifier install. Everything is done back here in the trunk. But the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to want to eject any CDs that may be in the CD player, because if we're taking it out and we take the power away, we'll lose it forever. So go ahead and take your CDs out. We'll also, since we're going to be removing the navigation unit, I always take out the navigation CD. So hit your eject button, the disc will come out. In theory, the nav just comes out. And now, to remove the navigation unit, got a couple little tools here. You can pick these up at any auto parts store, AutoZone, Advance. They stock them all. They may be called Ford radio removal tools. If you don't have these, you can see you just have 4 little pins here on either side of the nav unit. Essentially what we're doing, these go into a point and then they snap in. We're just going in there and we need to just pry the little lock ears inward. So to do that, you pull outward and you just rock the nav unit out as steadily as possible. And you can see, so all we're doing is closing these little ears to let this slide out. So even if you had a coat hanger, you could make a little tool that would let the nav unit slide out of there. So slide the nav unit out, of course, and you'll unplug it. And the key with the nav unit is you want to keep it vertical. So once you remove it, just place it aside and keep it out of the way. And then we have the plastic trim ring around the navigation unit. You can see there are little tabs for the trim ring. They're on either side, 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top. So you basically just want to carefully pry the trim ring out of here. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little pieces, and it's got the little plastic hooks in there. So we'll get this piece out of the way. And now the back area is free to get this panel out of here, so that's the good news. So the first thing we'll do is this little piece here, which you've probably noticed before in changing your CDs. That actually is part responsible for securing all this back in here. So we'll get that part free, and we will come down here to the floor of the trunk, and I would take the mat out if I were you. I'm not going to take it out right now just because I've done this a million times, but it makes it a little easier to pull the mat out of the trunk to get this thing out of here, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So we've got all this loosened up, freed up. You'll look right here, there's a little black plastic fastener here, so we're going to want to remove that. You can see it's, we're just prying the top piece out of the bottom, and when it goes in it tightens it up. So we've got all this free now. That's good. That's what we need to do. So go ahead and just kind of firmly grab the carpet, and we're going to have to lift this up over the CD changer. Just kind of be careful with that. So now that we've got it freed up out of there, the easiest thing to do at this point is these little black fasteners that are back here. We have 2 of them, 1 and 2. Just unscrew them. Just counterclockwise unscrew them with your fingers. And we're going to get these out of here so we can just remove this carpeted panel, and we can do all the work we need to do without having to take the whole trunk apart. It's much easier. So get these guys removed. Place them to this side. We've got 2 of them here. And this is also where we would put our Bluetooth modules or any number of aftermarket accessories go back here in this area. So we've got that removed, and then we just lift up this piece. Put it out of the way, and as you can see back there, there's the CD changer. Behind the CD changer is the factory amplifier, and that's where we're going to be making connections for our subwoofer installation. And then for the Bluetooth modules, they all go back here. You can see this car already has Bluetooth in it. So here's the voice recognition box and the Bluetooth modules back there. So everything is going to live back here in this part of the trunk. This is also where we're going to make our connections for our iPod or satellite radio or any number of connections back there. So now that we've got everything out of here, we're going to get the tools that we're going to need, which is going to be an 8mm socket or nut driver, whichever tool you have lying around the garage. And we'll get the changer out of here and start with our iPod connections.